I could promise you, if you do not understand this, if you do not understand how this works, then you will absolutely not only be behind when the game launches, but you will more than likely waste gold and be taken advantage of. Period. Because the people that know this game and create content from this game fucking know exactly what they're doing. To the point where I was even thinking about not doing this video because the more this information is out, the more difficult it's going to be for people like me that know this information to take advantage of it. Listen up, guys. Listen up. I was asked a question. If I had to give one answer and only one answer, what is the most important tip for new players? Or what is the most important thing in Lost Ark that a new player would have to know? And I could only choose one answer. My answer would be to understand engravings, how they work, and how to gear your character up relative to those engravings. So I'm going to walk you guys through step by step exactly the process of this. Because this right here there's a lot of pieces to it, and it's actually a very simple process, but because it's a different process, it is going to be overwhelming and confusing at first. All right, it's going to be overwhelming and confusing at first, but it's actually a simple process. All right, so I'm going to try and go through this step by step so you guys can understand what's happening here and how to actually go about this, because I could promise you, if you do not understand this, if you do not understand how this works, then you will absolutely not only be behind when the game launches, but you will more than likely waste gold and be taken advantage of. Period. Because the people that know this game and create content from this game fucking know exactly what they're doing. To the point where I was even thinking about not doing this video because the more this information is out, the more difficult it's going to be for people like me that know this information to take advantage of it. I got my character sheet out. Okay, here we go. P, shortcut, and then we've got imprints. Now, the terminology here can be kind of confusing, and I don't know why they called these things different things, so it can kind of get confusing, but just bear with me here. These are your engravings. I know it says imprints, but imprints and engravings are literally like the same thing, and I don't know what they're going to be translated in the NA version. I can't remember, but each one of these things are traits. So for example, grudge, this gives me at level 3 a 20% increased damage boost to bosses, but I take 20% damage more. That is how my character plays. Backstabbing master, I do 25 additional damage when I do back attacks. So you guys can kind of see how this is going to affect your play style when it comes to the class that you play. If I open my character sheet here, you're going to see this skill right here. You see right here, it says attack type. It says back. Certain classes are designed to hit the backs of targets. Striker is one of those classes. Majority of melee classes are back attacking classes. Okay? That's just the way it is. That is why classes like gunslingers have really high DPS, because they have high uptime on their skills. Because they don't need to do back attack. They don't need to get to their backs. Okay? So, Blinks, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? So, Striker. I have a lot of back attacks. I have a back attack multiplier. So, it is in my benefit for me to take this engraving. Certain classes have different engraving effects that are optimal for that class, right? So, what we have here is... this shows you what your engraving build is. Okay, you get that. So when it comes to these engravings, you're gonna see these little crystal slots. We'll just call these crystals. These are these are your engraving points. Each crystal represents one engraving point. There's 5 crystals, 5 points per level. So as you can see, if I want level 3, I need 15 points into grudge. 15 engraving points. I know you guys don't understand like this point system yet, but you will at the end of this video. Okay, so 15 points into Grudge will allow me to get the level 3 effect. As you can see, this engraving right here, I only have 9 points into Adrenaline. And because of that, I have not unlocked the level 2 effect of Adrenaline. Make sense? You need to unlock all 5 to unlock that level. Now, these red crystals, they're red because these engravings are negative debuffs. They're debuffs to your character. They're not good. Attack power is reduced by 2% level 1, 4% level 2, 6% level 3, okay? Obviously, if this is high, that's not a good thing, right? So since I have only 4 points into level 1, it's not 5, so I don't actually unlock this level 1 effect, which means I'm safe, right? Attack power reduced equals bad. Exactly, Nico. Exactly, right? So you guys understand that so far, right? You guys good, right? So from this point, it's like, okay, where do we get these points? How do we get these points? There's 2 ways. I'm going to break them down into 2 ways. The first way is by equipping your engravings to your character. Okay, bro, this works just like you would any gear piece or accessories. Think of him that way. I know this, like, getting him from here and there is confusing. I know, I get that. I don't know why it's like that, but it is, okay? So how do you equip these engravings? Okay, if you hit Alt-I is the shortcut, default shortcut. Here are your imprint effects. This is your menu of equipable engravings. As you can see, when it comes to this, every class has 2 imprints, two engravings that you could choose from. These are different specs, and I go over like every single spec for every single class in my class guide video, which I'll link in the description below. You guys should know that, all right? And then these are the general engravings I was talking about in that video. These are all just general effects like Grudge and Backstabbing Master that any class can take. So how do you equip these? Okay, so as you can see, these are imprints or engravings that I have not unlocked. You'll notice that it says 0 out of 20. So if I bring this up, you see how it says uncommon in green, 0 out of 20? What I need to do is I need to get this item. It's a book, and I'll show you this book in a sec. And I need to consume 20 of these books to unlock this engraving so that I can equip it. Okay? So, what are those books? These are the books right here. And I'll actually, for the sake of this video, I will open this fucking book. Okay? I'll waste money and do it on... what do I want to do it on? I'll do it on Cursed Doll. Why not? I'll do it on Cursed Doll, okay? Alright, so these are general engravings. So you're gonna get these little satchels as you play. And they include these books. So I'm gonna go, you gotta know what engravings you're going before you do this. And I'll explain that at the end. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open 5 of the, no, actually I'm just gonna open 1. Now I've got 1, right? Check this out. When I consume this book, okay, bam, I consumed it. Now you see that it says 1 out of 20? I now have 1 out of 20. So what happens after I unlock 20 out of 20 green books? This is what happens. It goes back to 0 out of 20, but with blue books. But I have now 3 engraving points. So every time I equip this item, it's gonna give me 3 engraving points. Okay? So as you can see here, I don't have that. As you can see here, I don't have that engraving. I'm gonna go ahead and equip this right here, supercharge. That'll give me 3 points. Supercharge, 1, 2, 3. It's not colored because I need 5 to get the level 1 effect. Okay, I can equip it again. 6, because I get 3 per equip. So that's 3 plus 3, that's 6 points. Now I have the level 1 effect. 20 books, it always gives 3 points. Yes, the 20 green books always give 3 points. Okay, so I need to get this up, right? Because I don't want just 3 fucking points on this. So how do I get it up? Well, let's get it up. Next one I need 20 blue books. So here we go. I just so happen to have this 20 supercharged books. I'm gonna hit Alt. Oh, wait a second. I can't use. Hold on. Let me get out of here. Okay. If I hit right click, you see I'm consuming it. Or what I could, you see where it says, oops. You see where it says 2 out of 20? 3 out of 20. I'm going to alt right click and just consume it all at the same time. Bam. Supercharge. I have supercharge now. Now you see how supercharge, I get 6 points per supercharge. So if I equip that twice, what is 6 plus 6, chat? What's 6 plus 6? Quick maths. What is 6 plus 6? You got it. Exactly. 10 fucking trolls. 12 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 12 points. That gives me the level 2 effect. Got it? So that's the first way you get engraving points, by equipping it. Okay, so now I want more points. How do I do it? I consume the purple books. And when I consume the purple books, I get 9. And what happens after I consume the purple books to get 9? As you can see, now I need the gold books. I need the gold books. Purple books, gold books. I need the gold books, 20 gold books. What'll 20 gold books get me? That will give me the maximum of 12 points per engraving. So I equip this, and yes, class engravings, general engravings work the same way. Okay, I go to imprints, boom. Now, these engravings are the most expensive things in this fucking game, pretty much. One of the most expensive things. If you guys get these books, because they drop by random chance throughout the content that you do, if you get, like, for example, let's say you fucking get, let's say you get this book. This shit is worth 5,000 fucking gold per book. As you can see, this is really expensive. As you can see, this is really fucking expensive. Grudge is the best fucking engraving, general engraving in the game. How much is one book of Grudge? 14,000 gold. 14,000 gold. You see what I'm saying? So when you ask that question, what is the most important thing a new player needs to understand? If you don't understand this shit, you are fucked. Because you're gonna... Imagine getting this book and then giving it to a friend because he's like, hey, oh, I need it, yo. Or guildmate, oh, I need it. Or fucking selling in the auction house for 100 gold. See what I'm saying? Of course, there are some engravings that are fucking worthless. Right? So, these books can get expensive. If you fuck up your engravings, you can waste a lot of money. You can waste a lot of money. Because there is a strategic way you can go about getting your points. Which is why I say this is really important. But to be able to plan that out, you need to understand how the gearing system works, which is what I'm telling you right now. So, first way you guys understand, the first way to get geared is this engravings. I'm sorry. It's late. It's been a long day. I apologize. I'm stumbling on my words. I apologize. All right, so the first way you get engraving points is by equipping it. Fair enough? We got it? We got it? You guys good? Okay, perfect. So, I'm just going to go ahead and equip this real quick. All right. The second way you get your... So, okay, on that note, one more thing. On that note, you can clearly see there's a max, right? So, it doesn't matter how big of a fucking whale you are. That's the max. You cannot get more than the max here. One of the elements that make this game non-pay to win. I mean, I know that's not just it, but you see what I'm saying? Like, if you understand shit like you cannot argue that this specific system is pay to win because there's literally a cap. You could eventually get there and it doesn't, you get what I'm saying. All right, second way, we go to the general engravings. Okay. The only other way you can get engraving points is through these 6 slots right here. Accessories are a massive deal. Huge. Okay? Here's why. I'm going to start with the accessories because accessories are easier to understand. This necklace, It gives 2 random stats. I have critical and specialty. The base imprint, those are your engravings. It gives me +5 grudge, +3 sharp blunt. You can imagine these drop in chaos dungeons and as you do gear, as you get geared and get drops through your progression content, right? You can imagine dismantling this fucking necklace, which costs a lot of money. How much are some of these fucking accessories going for? How much? Let's see. Jewelry, necklace. Okay, let's go tier 3, relic, search. 410,000 gold for a high quality crit agi peacemaker cost of hitting. Peacemaker is the meta build for gunslinger right now. So that's a class engraving plus cost of hitting. Again, different translations. I'm not sure which engraving that is, but clearly one of the best ones for that fucking class. Imagine dismantling this item because you didn't know this shit. Imagine dismantling this because you didn't know it. Imagine selling this because you didn't actually know it. Right? Okay. So you guys understand the concept of expensive accessories. Okay? Yeah, you're actually better off. Guys, shout out to my boy Stoops. I'm just gonna say this because I don't think he would be bothered by me saying this. But why do you guys think Stoops wants to go east? Do you guys know why Stoops wants to go east? Obviously population, right? Why do you think he wants to play a game with a high population? This isn't a sandbox game. He's not. You only need fucking 7 other people to complete the endgame content. Why do you think AH? Exactly. Because AH, the more the players, the more accessories that are going to be, more shit like this that's going to be listed, the faster you can get geared, the faster you can get to that content. It's because of this. You guys get what I'm saying? All right, so these accessories. Okay, so back to the engraving points. Grudge, sharp blunt. Okay, now, for those of you who are watching this video and you understand the late game that gives you more engraving points, we're putting that to the side for now because A, it's not going to be out on NAEU launch, and B, that's like super late game, and by the time you understand, by the time you need that shit, you'll already have this set anyway. It's not going to be relevant to the new players. So I'm going to word it this way. Before you guys throw me under the bus, say, oh, you can get more engraving points by doing this. I know. Okay. All right. These accessories are maxed out when it comes to these base imprint points or the engraving points at +5, +3. That's it. You can get a +3, you can get a +3, +4, and you can get a +5, +3. You cannot get a +5, +5, +5, +4, +6. Can't get any of that. What I just mentioned earlier was when you get to end current endgame gear, those give like, I think, an additional engraving point. Obviously increasing that cap. However, that's not going to be in the game for a long time. The maximum you can get, yes, this is going to be uploaded on YouTube. The maximum amount of points you can get are 8 points, and that's going to be a 5 and 3, okay? And you get the stats. So the reason why I uploaded the video that I uploaded, if you guys look at my video, I deliberately put this video together in this way for you new players, when you eventually do kind of figure this shit out, and then it's just, so this isn't just for the new players, this is also for the newer players that just figured out what I'm talking about. If you look at this, notice how I left the engravings, the engraving build for every single top player. Like the first rank striker, this is his engraving build. You see that? This is what he's taking. You can see he's taking level 3 backstab, level 3 grudge, level 3 sharp blunt. I left that in that video for you guys to see and copy off of as a based standard to kind of give you guys an idea. Of course, you have to do your own research, but I left that in there. And I also went and explained these stats and added those in there because that is what you get from these accessories. You get your stat points from these accessories. So as a striker right here, crit specialty, I want a crit specialty necklace. By the way, the necklace is the only accessory piece that gives 2 stats. The earrings only give 1 stat, and the rings only give 1 stat, which I go specialty in. How much specialty? Do the math yourself. I literally showed you what the endgame guys are going. 1800 specialty, 600 crit. Obviously more specialty than crit. You guys get what I'm saying though, right? Okay, so again, notice how all my engravings are +5, +3, +5, +3, +5, +3. This one is a +5, +3, all +5, +3s. So if you get an accessory that has a high quality, like the quality on this is low. This was my budget set. You could argue by saying, hey, don't go for a budget set, just save a little bit more money and just go for a higher quality set. It's fine. If you want to do what I did, budget set, the lower the quality, the cheaper the price. Okay, so back to the engravings. So now I have, from this accessory, I have +5 grudge. Okay, as you can see, I have exactly 15 points. What happens if I unequip this? I lose grudge. I lose 5 points. Okay, so what you need to do is figure out the combination of points that you need to get your engravings. What is the ideal? Okay. Depends on the content and the gear that we have. So with that said, currently in Korea, and I'm not talking about the ancient relic, or I'm not talking about like the ancient end-to-end games set. I'm talking about the relic set here, the orange set right here, which will be our end game, like eventually if it's not at launch. Okay, the ideal set that you want to go is you want to at least try and get 5 level 3 engravings. I have 4. My build right now is I have 4 level 3s and 1 level 1. Okay? The ideal build is to get 5 level 3s. I'm pretty sure it's just 5 level 3s that you can get. Or you can go budget and go 4 level 3s, 1 level 1, which is what I did with this build. This build cost me considerably less than what it would have cost me going 5 level 3s. How much is the DPS difference between 5 level 3s and 4? Fucking big. Okay? Again, this is what you check. When someone joins the raid party, when you join these raid parties right here, you know what you do? You view details. You don't look at this. I mean, you look at that. And then everyone goes to this first. This is what everyone looks at first. As you can see, 2, 4, 5 level 3s. Exactly what I just said. We look at these accessories. Grudge Adrenaline, 5-3, 3-3, 5-3. And the reason why you went 3-3 is because, again, if you do the math and you break down your engravings, one of your accessories may not need to be 5-3. So that's another thing that you can consider. So how do you actually start doing this? What is the baseline? How do I begin? How do I know how to start? Here's how you start. You start with the ability stone. This is the first fucking step. If you're dizzy, all good. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Just watch it again. Like I said, this system is actually super simple once you understand it. But when you hear it for the first time, it's very confusing, and it's confusing because it's different. 5-3 means the amount of engraving points that you have. I have 5 points into Backstabbing Master, and I have 3 points into Adrenaline. That's 5-3. People would call this a 5-3 accessory. Does that make sense? Okay, now, you guys understand how you get the points from your engraving points, right? So that's technically right now 8 times 3, 4, 5. So there's a total of 40 points, right? My math's right? Yeah. 40 points that you can get from your accessories. Back to the ability stone. This is where you start. Now, this is where you get the most amount of engraving points. The most amount of engraving points per stone. Okay? How does it work? As you can see, this engraving stone, it says vitality, right? Every ability stone is vitality. I have +7 grudge, +7 sharp blunt, and 4 attack minus attack power. Okay, this is considered a very good stone. This is where content happens. And if you haven't seen my video, I actually have a video where I explain the ability stone process, and I go through it live on stream. Excuse me, this right here, guiding you through the most important step to enhancing gear. It's clickbait, but it's not. This is the process. So check out this video if you want to understand that. I'll link this in the comment section below too. I explain how this system works. But essentially, you've got this stone right here. As you can see, this is a base. This is naked. 0 out of 10. You can get up to plus 10 per engraving on each stone. This is a complete RNG system. You can have the shittiest fucking stone and the best stone. And yes, these stones are expensive. This stone right here, driving force steady state, I will not get any money from selling this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to just dismantle this shit. What is this? Ether Boy Unyielding? Not going to get any money. Okay? What happens if I get something like Grudge? As you can see, each ability stone, 2,000 fucking gold. That's expensive. That is expensive. And this is for a non-guarantee. This is for a non-guarantee. And again, check out the video that I just did, but I'll show you how to actually upgrade this. You need to go to an ability reform stone guy in any major city. They're in any major city. All right, so we're here. Okay. As you can see, I have a lot of ability stones. I have a lot of ability stones. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut one for you guys. Here's how it works. Okay. Watch the other video. Okay, because there's no way you're going to understand this in one go. I have a 75% chance to succeed, and it's going to cost me a little bit of silver every time. See how it failed there? You see how it went there? I have +2. Okay? I'm just clicking this randomly for you guys. I'm not going to explain the process. There's a way you actually go about cutting these. But I just cut this, right? I cut this, bam. 4, 6, 6 stone. I have 4 points into this engraving, 6 points into this, and 6 points into attack speed reduction, which gives me automatically level 1. This is RNG. This is RNG. You guys get it? All right, so you start with this first. And the reason why you start with it first is because you don't know how many points you're going to have with each engraving. And you choose the engraving you want. So after you choose the class that you want, after you choose the build that you want, let's say you want this build, okay? Then you're going to be like, all right, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to go ahead and spend a little bit more money on an ability stone and go like Grudge, Sharp, Blunt and knock those out and hope that I get like a 7/7 stone? Because if you don't get 7 into Grudge on your ability stone, you're going to have to get at least 7 points from that somewhere else. Because you need 15 fucking points into Grudge. And if you get Grudge onto these accessories, as you guys know, they're more expensive. So it's, you see what I'm saying? So for me, I went Grudge, Sharp, Blunt. I tried to knock that out. Okay? Now, on the other end, Grudge, Sharp, Blunt is going to be a more expensive ability stone. And you can just waste tons of gold. The issue with this, there is one issue with this. When you buy these, there's something in this game called peons. This is something that new players don't know. If you buy ability stones and accessories on the auction house, you need peons. Think of this as so you use gold to purchase the item, but peons is another currency that allows you to make purchases. The peons is what allows, if I have 0 peons, I can't buy any ability stones or accessories on the marketplace. That's how it is in KR and RU. At least, okay? And these you can get. I'm not going to answer that because I don't actually know right now the exact every single method of getting these peons in NAEU. I know how you get them in KR, so I'm going to leave that out of the video. Okay, I'm going to leave that out of the video. If you want to know, catch me on stream. I'll tell you on stream. Anyways, because we don't know, right? Because I honestly don't know all the ways to get peons in NAEU. I actually don't know. And it might be different. It could be different. Okay? So, Grudge, this is where you start. This is where you start when it comes to your gearing process. You start with the ability stone, which is why this video, as clickbaity as this title sounds, it's actually fucking true. You start with that, and then you build your gear. Do not fuck up your engraving points, because it's going to cost you a fuck ton of money. Sit down, know that each accessory you can get a total of 5/3 max. Plan for a 7/7 stone, which, by the way, 7-6, not bad. 7-7 is what you want to shoot for. If you have a 7-7 stone, you can get a 5-3. You can get 5 level 3 engravings, assuming that you level up your imprints, your equipable imprints here. Makes sense, guys? The bare minimum to get 5 level 3 engravings, correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I haven't done this in a minute, okay? Correct me wrong if I'm in chat, if I'm wrong about this. I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, okay? The bare minimum to get 5 level 3 engravings, this is not 5 level 3, the bare minimum to get 5 level 3 engravings is to have a 7-7 stone and to have at least 1 engraving maxed at plus 12, at 12. So legendary, so that's 20 green books, 20 blue books, 20 purple books, then 20 legendary yellow books. If you do that, that is enough to start and have the chance, assuming that you build your accessories right, to get 5 level 3 engravings. And that should be the priority and focus of every single person playing this game when they get to tier 3 plus. It is not to try to push this as high as possible. If you push this as high as possible and you neglect this, 1, you will not find any parties. 2, you will get shat on, but you won't do damage. Okay? You won't find parties. This is the most important thing. So, for those of you who are playing this game and you thought, and I'm pretty sure the vast majority of you watching this video or on stream, your focus with gear, you probably just thought, hey, get this up, pump this up to get stronger. No, not really. This gives you access to content. And of course, once you get your engraving set, then yeah, you're going to eventually pump this up. Then you're going to have to do your gems, all that stuff. But this is the first step to gearing up. Once you get your item level to the content of, to the end game content, like tier 3. And again, I don't know what type of tier 3 gear we're going to have access to. I'm assuming it's the tier 3 base set before Argos. I'm assuming that that's it. Okay. Get your engravings, guys. Get your engravings. So this simple question of, if you had to choose one bit of advice for new players, if you had to tell a new player coming in this game with no understanding about anything, and you could only choose one thing to tell them what is the most important thing about this game, or the most important thing to know about this game, this is it. This is it. This is it. All right, guys. I hope that helps. Like and subscribe.